What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and today Apple had their fall event where they went over their newest products, talking new iPhone models, a couple new iPads, and even the new Apple Watch Series 7. So let's right off the bat go into what you guys probably came here for, which are the new iPhones. So starting off, Apple dropped their iPhone 13. iPhone 13 and iPhone mini, they kind of kept those two together, similar specs, and they don't have the Pro features, but these pretty much look the same. We're looking at a very unchanged body for the most part, but in terms of colors, we're looking at a pink, blue, midnight, starlight, and product red. So those are your options in terms of colors, starlight being the newest one, new name anyway. But aside from that, there are some really small changes in terms of design. So the cameras are now diagonal. So if that matters to you, and you know what? Maybe it does matter because a lot of people keep talking about the camera layout in the back as if it's important. So it's gonna be diagonal now for those of you who care. Now, the only other design change that Apple surprisingly didn't spend much time on is the notch getting smaller. So it is 20% smaller. So if the notch was something that bothered you, it's gonna be a tiny bit smaller. 20% is okay, so I don't think we're close to seeing the notch go away just yet. Now, my hopes of seeing this tiny little bit of real estate come back is that we get to see the actual battery percentage with these phones. So instead of just seeing the bar, I wanna see that 20%, 30%. Hopefully we get that back, but we won't know until we actually get the phones in hand. But that would be clutch. And all of the 13 models are going to be powered by Apple's new A15 Bionic processor, which Apple made sure to let everyone know is leagues better than the competition. So as you would expect with every new iPhone model that gets a chip upgrade, it's going to be a lot faster, a lot smarter, be able to handle a lot more. You know the drill. Now, of course, with these new processors, they're gonna be more power efficient. Apple didn't really say anything about battery capacity being bigger or smaller, but they did note that there are gonna be improvements to battery life. The iPhone 13 should get up to 2.5 hours better battery life than the iPhone 12. And when it comes to the iPhone 13 mini, we're gonna see an hour and a half extra battery life compared to the 12 mini. And those are pretty good increases to battery life, but we're gonna put these phones through a real day in the life to see just how much longer they actually last. Now, a very welcomed improvement that we're gonna be seeing is an upgrade to the sensor on the cameras. Now, the wide angle camera, the main lens, is going to have their new sensor shift technology that we saw introduced with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So that new sensor technology that we saw with last year's best model is now going to be available on the less expensive versions of this year. So got a nice little hand-me-down from the 12 Pro Max. Very welcome to see that here, because that's gonna lead to better low light photography, better video stabilization. It's just gonna be an overall better camera experience. And I think that's all the changes, right, Jay?
For the most part, except the screen brightness, I think it's a little bit brighter.
The screen brightness. So the screen brightness, I think, is 28% brighter outdoors. I think it has a max 800 nits of brightness. But that's about it. There's not that much different with this year's iPhone 13. We do see some nice improvements, but this honestly feels like an S upgrade. Now, Apple has done away with the S models, but this definitely feels incremental. But that's iPhone 13. Let's talk about the 13 Pro. So, Apple messed up, you guys. Not even gonna sugarcoat it. There's no way around it. They got rid of Pacific Blue. They messed up. This year, don't buy any, no, I'm just kidding. They got rid of the best color in the lineup last year, and now they added the Sierra Blue. I don't know, it's blue, Jay, but who asked for that, you know? So yes, there is this new Sierra Blue. There's also graphite, gold, and silver. So pretty standard options with that one special color that, you know, they messed up on, but we won't harp on that. Looks pretty good though. The Sierra Blue does look pretty nice. Pacific Blue is king. All right, I'm spending too long on this. And the 13 and 13 Pro still feature the same screen sizes, 6.1, 6.7 for the Max. But what they've added here is Pro Motion. Everyone was waiting for Apple to come out with a phone that supported 120 Hertz, and it is officially here. Now, the way that it works is it can go from 10 Hertz all the way to 120 depending on what you're doing. If you're interacting with the phone, it'll boost the hertz all the way up, so it's very smooth when you touch it and you're going through different applications, swiping up and down, going through photos, that kind of thing. So it'll only boost the refresh rate when you need it, but let's back it up for my average consumers out there who are like, what's the big deal about this, who don't really know what these numbers are. Basically, it'll make your iPhone look like it's running a lot smoother. Everything just looks a lot cleaner. It's the kind of thing that you really gotta experience for yourself, but it is cool that Apple has finally added it, and we're gonna be able to see games take advantage of the 120 hertz screen. I'm actually really pumped for it. And I'm curious how much battery life this thing should save. So when you're not actively using it, it'll drop down to like that 10 hertz, so it's not pumping out all those frames at once. It actually should help battery. I don't know, Jay, it might help, but then it might not because it'll push at 120 sometimes too. I don't know, we'll see. New screen, everyone's been hoping for this feature and it's here. But speaking about the battery life, Apple also did the same thing here in terms of battery upgrades. We've got 2.5 extra hours on the Max, and we got 1.5 on the regular Pro. I'm gonna test that out as well, but those are good things. So overall, it's pretty much gonna look and feel the same, but there are new camera upgrades. Now, Apple states that all 3 lenses have gotten significant improvements, so we'll see better performance from the camera all around. But some of the things that stood out to me, the ultra wide camera is now going to have 92% better low light functionality, which is extremely important. I feel like the ultra wide suffered when it came to not great lighting conditions, so I really want to see how that works. The telephoto has a 3 times optical zoom now, and I believe the regular wide angle lens should have some more low light improvements as well. Now, one feature that Apple had a whole segment on is their cinematic mode. Now, this is across all of the 13 models, so 13, 13 mini, 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max. Cinematic mode, right? Pretty much you're gonna be able to rack focus. So what does rack focus mean to like the average person? You can basically change the focus. So right now what you guys are seeing is the camera focused on me, and then we can focus on that picture behind me over there, and then come back to me. This is a technique that's used in video all the time. It's cool, I like it. As somebody who does video, I think it looks great. I can appreciate it. I don't know how many regular people are going to take advantage of this, but I'm sure Apple made a big deal about this because it does it all automatically. And it should be interesting because the iPhone's gonna be able to go from the subject that's in front of the camera, and if the subject turns around and maybe looks at the computer, it should intelligently know that it's going to look over there. And then when you look back, automatically come back to the subject. We're gonna have to put it through its paces to see if it works well. I know some people who do video on Twitter were like, looks a little shaky, but we'll see. But what I think was even more impressive if you're a pro video person is the fact that when you're recording video now, the iPhone records with a depth map. Basically, that means you're gonna be able to change focus in post after you shot the video already. That is something, let me tell you guys, when it comes to the video world, that's magic, okay? Jay, you wish our camera could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about focus at all.
So being able to pick your focus for video afterwards, mind-blowing stuff. I'm not sure why Apple didn't spend more time on that. You could even change the aperture afterwards, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jay, it's crazy. So that is really cool, but you know, we'll see how that works and the rack focusing works. The cinematic mode should be interesting for the prosumers out there. And we should also be seeing some ProRes video support coming soon too. Now, one other feature that they mentioned is photographic styles. Now, if you have a certain style that you like and you're taking photos, I know me, when I take my photos, I have to always go in and edit them to have that touch that Judd likes. But now the phone should be able to keep that in mind when it takes your photos, so you don't have to always go in and do some changes afterwards. Now, in terms of storage capacity, Apple did add a few options. I believe the 13 and 13 mini now have a 128, 256, and 512 option. And with the Pro models, we now have a 1 terabyte option, which is insane to see come to a phone. But it's here, baby. It's gonna be a lot of photos and videos of my boy Austin, I'll tell you that. But I think that's pretty much it in terms of upgrades. Not anything super major, I'll be honest. This does feel like an S upgrade for all models, but Apple doesn't really do the S anymore. They just jump up to the next number, which I think makes sense. But if you remember the S updates, this kind of feels like that. And the iPhone 13 and 13 mini keep the same price points, starting at $699 for the mini and $799 for the regular 13. Pre-orders are gonna start on Friday the 17th and be available officially on September 24th. Now for the iPhone 13 Pro, we are gonna be looking at a $999 price tag, and for the 13 Pro Max, $1099. Pre-orders start Friday the 17th and officially available Friday the 24th. But yes, those are the new iPhones. I need to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you have a 12 anything, are you upgrading? I need to know the answer. But that's not the only thing that Apple talked about. They also talked about new iPads. They have a regular new iPad that's been upgraded with the A13 Bionic processor. It also has a new 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera for the front facing camera. So now you can have access to center stage. Basically, center stage allows you to have a wide angle view that crops in and pretty much follows you. If you have like your iPad stationary somewhere and you're talking to someone on FaceTime or Zoom, you can kind of move around. The camera will track you intelligently. It works really well. We've tried it with previous iPads in the past and it does do a good job. So you're gonna have access to that there. And it's going to start at about $329. So it's supposed to be an affordable option for those who want the power of an iPad, but don't want to spend a ton of money. Now, what's more exciting to me is that new iPad mini, you guys. So I've always been a fan of the iPad mini, but it always just felt a little bit dated. Apple came with a full new redesign so that it can look like the iPad Pro models. I love the way those look, and it is gonna be cool to actually have that on the iPad mini. And the iPad mini is gonna have Touch ID on the power button, so super stoked about that. And it's gonna feature an 8.3-inch liquid retina display, and it'll come in a pink, starlight, purple, and space gray color options. And Apple says that it should get an 80% performance boost compared to the last iPad mini model. But we are also getting that ultra wide camera for the front facing camera, so you'll get access to center stage, all that goodness. But I promise you guys, I think this thing, the iPad mini, has been my favorite part of all of the announcements today. That thing looks so good. These days, your boy has been trying to carry around smaller bags. You know, I'm trying to live that minimal lifestyle. And I think this is going to be perfect to throw in there and just like have something powerful, but not a computer or my 12-inch iPad Pro. I can't wait to try this out. It also supports the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, so I'm really excited for it. And the price of the mini is $499, so it's gonna be a bit on the expensive side, especially considering it's one of the smaller iPads. But of course, with this new design and all that, prices go up. And shockingly, pre-orders for the new iPad start today, and they're gonna be available next week. So if you wanna get your hands on it, I definitely suggest getting your pre-order in like now. And Apple also talked about the Apple Watch Series 7, which is going to have a larger display, smaller bezels, and it's gonna have a more rounded feel to it. And they also mentioned a few software tweaks, like being able to access a full-blown keyboard right on the screen. It's gonna be interesting to try and type things out with that, or maybe even swipe on it. But Apple mainly talked about a lot of the features that we've seen come to the Apple Watch in the past, like the blood oxygen monitor and the ECG. And you can even see things like the respiratory rate during sleep. Actually something that I need to try out because I feel like I'll be dying while I sleep, but that's a whole nother story, but probably something I need to look into. But either way, guys, that was pretty much it. Any details that I left out, I'll have links down below in the description for you guys to check it out. But what did you guys think of the event? Was it everything you hoped for? Was it disappointing, exciting? Let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, your boy is going to be covering all of the new products that come out from Apple. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and how big of an upgrade they are. But till next video, guys, it's your average consumer. Peace. Jay, favorite thing from the event?
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Yeah, I need a new one.